I've got an original bedtime story to read. I wrote this way back in the day. I was going through some hard times. A heartbreak. I called it My Friends in the Wind, or the Hilly Jilly Spider. You know, back in the days, spiders didn't make such awesome webs in such amazing ways. Actually, webs in those days were all kind of bunk and didn't work so well. They were basically junk. The spiders all did their best, they thought, but sometimes it seemed that the harder they tried, the sloppier they got. And their webs all looked like this. It was a total mess. The lines went this way and that way without any design or pattern per se. Eventually, every last fly flew right on by every last single day. As the forest grew infested with flies, the spiders were getting hungrier and hungrier as the days drew by. Some of the younger, spunkier spiders decided to go out and explore. They climbed trees, rocks, waterfalls, and more. They used their webs to swing, zip, and glide from, high to low and side to side from. But when their bellies started rumbling, they all went tumbling home. All but one, the most adventurous spider of all. This little spider curled up beneath a ginormous tree and crawled very deep inside a fallen pine tree cone. It was truly a vacation wonderland zone in the furthest hilly jillies of the jungle. Good night, my friends, the adventurous one called to the wind. Don't be scared for me, because I'm braver than a bumblebee. I'll be back again soon, you'll see. Then that brave little spider asked the wind for much, much more. For food, for family and friends, and wishes and dreams that never end. And before one grain of rest could stir, a furry-eared fairy came pounding at the pine cone door. Wake up, let me in, you've won, you win. Oh, I'm sorry, hello there, my name's Gwen. And in her arms, that hairy-eared fairy clumsily carried 100 fatty flies filled with blackberries. It was the most wonderful thing the brave and adventurous spider had ever seen. Never before had a hunt turned up such a magnificent sign of such good luck. What a wonderful friend, the spider thanked the wind again and again and again. For the wind had sent a new best friend, a best friend named Gwen. Got anything to share? Gwen said with a stare and a little perk at the tips of her ear hair. Why, certainly, Gwen, the spider said with a grin, and began to spin the most beautiful fine line that Gwen had ever seen. I know just what to do with that strong line. Just give it to me. And she made a design. And she made many more. She made them straight out the door until she was finished and done with them all. By then, the patterns had covered the whole forest floor with magical designs, not one identical to the others behind. Day by day, the spiders learned the way to make its very own web in its very own unique way. Not one single fly got by past his web on that day. After the spider had learned all that Gwen had taught, he sat in the middle of all the wonderful webs in the furthest hilly jills of the jungle and thought and thought and thought. The young adventurous spider thought of his hungry family and friends, and soon realized it was definitely time to get back home again. With all that had been learned, there was so much more to share, and that spider shared it with everyone there, with a little help from a best friend named Gwen, a best friend brought by the wind. Every last spider in the world since then has never, ever gone hungry, ever again. And that, at close to 4:20, is my little bedtime story for you. It made me emotional to read it because I haven't for a while. And that's my gift. I like telling stories and sharing it. Peace and love, fam.